I'm JT, I'm the high school organizer. It's my privilege to introduce Group Starting Specialist for the Secular Student Alliance, Andy Cheadle, my dear friend. He's awesome. He's probably helped all of you at one point or another, or will probably be helping you at one point or another. So a warm round of applause for Andy.
Well, thank you all for coming. I know it's early. I didn't want to be here. I kind of had to be. So yeah, thanks for coming to my talk. What we're going to be talking about today is dangers to a first-year group. A lot of groups don't make it through their first year, so I wanted to kind of touch on a couple of the things that I see happen to those groups and how you can avoid that. Well, first of all, starting a group, what can you expect in your first year? Like JT said, I'm the Group Starting Specialist, so whenever you guys request a group starting packet, that's going to come through me. If you're a high school, it's going to eventually go to JT. If you're in one of our new regions, it's going to go through Gordon or Kevin or some of our other RCOs. But normally, group starting packets come through me, and we have a picture here of what comes in our group starting packet. It comes with flyers, sample of our tabling supplies like pens and stickers, some pamphlets, basically just to give you a taste of what kind of resources and services the SSA can offer. It also comes with our group running guide, which is currently being revised by our awesome interns, and that has all the essential kind of organizing tidbits and info that you need to kind of get your group off the ground. So basically, after you request a group starting packet, you're going to want to find out your school's requirement for what you need to do to become a group. Each school is different. I've seen everything from, we kind of allow every group to be a group. You don't really have to do much other than have people show up at a certain time, to very, very stringent red tape where you have to, it takes a year or two to become a group. So that's the first thing you should do if you're going to plan on starting a group, is find out what you need to be a group. Then you're going to begin to organize and have organizational meetings. Get your core leadership together, figure out who wants to do what, basic stuff like that. At some point, you're going to become official, and by that I mean with your school you're going to become official. Like I said, it could be a couple weeks, could be a year. We don't know. Just let us know what happens. And then after that, after you become official with your school, that's when you can affiliate with the SSA. Getting a group starting packet does not mean that you're affiliated with the SSA. You have to become official with your school, and you have to meet some other requirements, like agreeing to our core set of values, other stuff like that. And you fill out a form. It's real simple on the website. And then you actually become an affiliate of the SSA. But that's generally what we see in the first year for these groups that start. Now let's talk about some problems. These are the common problems that I see, and that's what I'm going to really talk about today. First of all, attracting new members, leadership problems, problems with administration, internal conflicts, resource problems, and problems with communication with the SSA. So first of all, attracting new members. New members are absolutely vital. You cannot have a group with just you and your group starting packet, unfortunately. Most schools require you to actually have a group of people to start a group. They're also your future leadership, and when they graduate, they can become vital alumni support. We just started our alumni program with Sharon Moss. And when these people move on to graduate and stuff, they can give you money, they can give you support. You wanna get these people interested and involved as much as possible, not just because they're your leaders, but also because when these people graduate, they can give you that type of support and backbone that you need. Failing to attract new members will absolutely lead to your group dying. I cannot say that enough. So tabling, putting up your flyers, really getting your name out there is pretty much the first thing that I tell people to do if they email me and say, okay, I got my group starting packet, what do I do now? You really need to go out there and talk to people, let them know that your group exists, let them know that there's a secular group on campus, that there's an option for people who are non-theists at your school. Hang up the flyers that we sent you, because that's why we sent them. And if your university allows it or high school allows it, get a table. I tabled every week at my university when I was there, and it really helped get us name recognition, really helped get our name out there. And people, when I started at my school, nobody had any idea that we had an atheist group at our campus. After about a year of doing our table, everybody knew what Free Thought WSU was. So it really makes an impact, and our membership went from like 5 people to 30. So I can't speak enough that you need to get out there and get your name recognized and, you know, hang up those flyers and all that. Okay, so leadership issues. I kind of touched on this already, but you're not going to be in college forever, hopefully. So you need to plan accordingly. Our #1 killer of groups is failing to do leadership transitions. I don't know, you know, you start a group, you get into it for a while, and a lot of people get burnt out, and that's okay. I did it for 2 years, and I had to stop because it's actually hard work. It's a volunteer position, you usually don't get paid for it, and it's tough. So having future leaders from that group of people that you get together is absolutely vital, and making sure that they know what to do when you leave or when you're done being president or whatever position that you are, chair. That's absolutely vital, because I see more groups die because they don't do this than anything else. If you need help with leadership transitions, I think Kelly Freeman did a talk on leadership transitions. We have a couple talks already from previous conferences about leadership transitions on our YouTube. Or you can just email us and be like, okay, I need to do a leadership transition. How do I do this? What kind of training do they need? Etc. We're more than glad to help you with it. All right, issues with administration. There's mainly 2 types that I see. There's excess paperwork and red tape. Like I said, some groups, it literally takes them a year or 2 to become a group because their university is so small, are so full of red tape, that it literally takes their administration 2 years to process their request. This is typically not intentional. And if you email me and be like, or say, you know, we've been filing our paperwork and it doesn't look like anybody's doing it, I'm more than happy to check in on it for you, see what's going on. And 99% of the time it is this excess paperwork or red tape. But there is stalling and discrimination as well. That's typically not what we see, but you know, if an administration, if you filled in all your paperwork, you see other groups getting approved, you know, that filled paperwork at the same time, you know, they're stalling or discriminating. That's more of a serious issue. It's typically intentional, but like I said, it's rare. If that is an issue, email it. If you think it is an issue, email us immediately. I know for high schools, JT absolutely takes care of it, and he's very good at it.
Yeah, that rare part doesn't apply to
Yeah, yeah, that's very true. I guess for universities it does. I haven't really, I've dealt with it a little bit, but I'm more than happy to help you with that as well. That's kind of what we do. And I haven't ever had to do anything legal, but you know, that's why the SSA is here and some of our other organizations that can help us, like the FFRF. And JT knows a lot about that legalese stuff. All right, so internal conflicts. There's a bunch of different types of internal conflict that can happen in groups. And if you get any more than 2 people together in a room, there's going to be some sort of argument or conflict going on. And everybody knows how opinionated we atheists are anyway. So there's interpersonal conflict, which is kind of intermixed between these 2. Conflict between students and leaders is really an issue that I like to deal with because I had this problem when I was a student leader. So I'm going to talk a minute about maintaining a professional distance. It's a difficult situation because a lot of the people that you go to school with and are in your group are going to be your peers and your friends. You might know them from classes, you might have known them for a long time, and you're going to want to be friends with them, obviously, and I absolutely encourage that. That's one of the best things about starting an SSA group. I still have friends from my SSA group that are my best friends, and I wouldn't have met them otherwise. But you are a student leader. There is a little bit of authority that comes with that position. There's a little bit of responsibility that comes with that position. You have to, there's no hard and fast answer to what professional distance means. Each leader has to find out for themselves exactly what that professional distance should be. You know, in my experience, I would say stuff like having people stay over at your house and having parties at your house and stuff, I think that's inappropriate and not professional. It's up for each person to decide what's good for them. But maintaining that professional distance and keeping that in mind is something that you really need to think about, because like I said, a lot of these people are your peers, they're your same age, maybe even older. It's something not a lot of people think about, that yeah, this position as a leader in the secular student movement comes with a little bit of authority, comes with a lot of responsibility. So just keep that in mind. Conflict between leaders happens a lot. Sometimes we even see groups split into two because there'll be internal conflicts between leaders. Once again, if that happens, let us know. We're happy to help. We like to see people deal with it on their own, but if you need advice on what to do or anything, just let us know. Resource issues. Yeah, I like settlers a lot, so I kind of, resources, haha. Anyway, there's two types of resources, at least I think so. There's on-campus resources. Those are things like faculty that might be sympathetic to your cause, activity fairs, stuff like that. Stuff that you can use on campus that are going to get your name out there, funding through your university, stuff like that. Failing to use those resources is a big killer of groups as well, because people will come to us for funding, and we have money, but we don't have all the money in the world. And we like to help you guys with projects and bring speakers, et cetera, but we also like to see you guys use your university's resources and money as well, because a lot of universities are willing to do that if you fill out the right paperwork. So failing to use those on-campus resources is a big no-no. So make sure you are well-versed in those on-campus resources and how to use them and what paperwork you need to fill out, and let your leaders who are transitioning in know. Off-campus resources are people like off-campus supporters, the SSA, other organizations like CFI or FFRF. Knowing about those as well are really important, and what services they offer and what they can do to help. So just do your research, and like I said, if you have questions about what something is or what something does, let us know, because that's why we're here. So last, communication with the SSA. Contrary to popular belief, I'm not psychic, JT is not psychic. Nobody at the SSA, as far as I know, is psychic. JT can do some pretty awesome magic tricks, but besides that, I don't think we can read your minds. And we also don't bite. I have not yelled at anybody in an email or, ever had a stupid question. If you guys have a problem, you need to contact us and let us know, because I sometimes check up on Facebook feeds, and if I'm friends with you on Facebook or something, I can kind of see if there's problems. But besides that, I'm not really going to be able to tell if you guys are having problems with your administration or you're not using your resources properly. So feel free to email me or email JT, email anybody on the campus organizing staff. We'll get you to where you need to be. And like I said, if you contact us for anything, really. I mean, if you just want to tell us how things are going, that's fine. If you just need some advice, that's fine. I don't care. Just email us. And finally, I've been talking about a few problems that, like I said, I've seen in my job and also as a student leader, but each group has unique problems, and also these problems that I've talked about can manifest themselves in many, many different ways. And each issue often requires a case-by-case analysis. So, that's why I didn't really talk a lot about solutions today. I just kind of wanted to give you guys a heads up, like you should look out for these things. If it happens, at least beforehand. But really, each group is going to be unique, and you're going to have to solve it in your own way, but that doesn't mean that we're not here to help. So that's the end of my talk. If you guys have any questions, let me know. If not, if you come up with a question, just hit me afterwards. Yeah.
I'm part of a newly created high school group, and we're looking to get new members, but you're not allowed to do a table during 2 hours if it's not educational, which we technically aren't. What's your best way to get new members without tabling? Without tabling?
Okay. Does your not university, does your high school allow like chalking or flyers or?
Flyers we've done, but it gets torn down, not as much.
Fantastic.
But it has gotten torn down in the past.
Okay. How am I doing on time?
You're good on time.
Am I? Okay, awesome.
And I want to throw in on this when you're done.
Okay, well, actually, JT, if you want to come up and help, that's fine.
Hells yeah.
Because, yeah, JT is our high school organizer, so he handles all the GSP stuff for that, and probably would know a little bit more about what to do in that situation.
The rule about tabling, is it a blanket rule that applies to all groups? Or
Oh, yeah, everybody.
Everybody, okay. And you say you're allowed to flyer. Are you allowed to hand out flyers as long as you're not tabling?
I'm not sure. I have to look that up.
Find that out. It'll work just as well. And do you have my email address?
Yeah.
Email me updates.
Okay, sure.
There you go. Anybody else?
My freaking Judge Judy, I get in the middle of this.
All right. Well, like I said, I kind of ran through that. If you guys come up with any other questions or issues that you want to talk to me about, either send me an email. It's just andy@secularstudents.org. You can call me. My phone number is somewhere. Or, just stop me while I'm here. I'll be here all day if you guys have any other questions, all right?
Thank you, Andy.
Yep.